I am Najeha Hambari, and I will continue with the authenticity, which is the connection between digital preservation and authenticity derives from the fact that meaningful preservation entails visibility of what is safe. That is, the purpose of preservation is to enable future users to retrieve, access, decode, see, interpret, comprehend, and interact with documents, data, and records in meaningful and legitimate, that is, authentic ways. An informational item that is maintained but not usable in a meaningful and legitimate way has not been meaningfully preserved, and so has not been preserved at all. It is important to investigate several ways for defining authenticity. Each technique may result in a variety of various ways of describing the notion, as well as a variety of alternate tactics for its execution. The legitimacy of archival material will be investigated in order to determine the authenticity of the information contained within it. This is necessary to maintain security and to determine the amount of preservation of the digital form. It is also responsible for establishing methods to fulfill archive criteria for the origin, authenticity, security, and integrity of documents and assets.
My name is Amilia Natasya. I would like to continue with my next point, which is access and technology. This means that the employees with authorized access will have long-term access to specified digital content. This is the purpose of our preservation activities, which is to secure and maintain the integrity of our archival material in digital form. Besides, the use of technology is critical in producing a digital preservation format. This includes developing the digital archive in order to maximize the archival materials' scalability, adaptability, and reliability. It is also important to use effective storage management solutions for digital resources in order to get the most out of storage. To ensure compliance with environmental, quality control, security, and other regulations and criteria, we will make sure the hardware, software, and storage media are up to the task of managing the entire digital preservation process.
Now we will move on to the next point of organization viabilities, which is 7.3 intellectual property. My name is Khairunnisa Natrah Binti Hairon, and I will explain about intellectual property. Intellectual property is the ownership that an organization has as a trademark or showing their identities. For example, I give you one example, which is National Archive. If you search National Archive on the internet, you could see the National Archive has a logo of archival building, which their logo showing that the National Archive has their own building with a safe environment for keeping all the records. That is an example of intellectual property. There are three common traits or properties that we could see in organization intellectual property, which is, first one is organization logo. I already explained an example of organization logo, which is National Archive. Second is the vision, and lastly is the mission. For example, for our organization, we are having a mission or vision to take care and to secure all the records in our organization. That is mission and mission of our organization. That is an example of intellectual property. Another notice is if someone else is trying to steal your intellectual property. For example, another company stealing our intellectual property, we could use the law to claim what is right. That is how important is intellectual property to show our organization identities. That is why intellectual property is the thing that we should consider in our organization for digital preservation. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, collaboration. In working together to improve the quality of digital data storage, we will also establish many collaborative relationships and continue to apply digital preservation method. Among the organizations that we will join together in pursuing the objective of our company is the National Archive of Malaysia. This is because, as we all know, the National Archive of Malaysia is a repository of all items, evidence, information that are valuable to the country. Everything that is archived comes into form physically and digitally. So, with this era where technology is multiplying rapidly, we also want to upgrade our conservation system like the National Archive of Malaysia. In implementing this preservation digitalization, we also collaborate with the Selangor Public Library Corporation. As everyone knows, this method of digitization of preservation has been widely used in most libraries in Malaysia. These two institutions are among the largest institutions that use digital preservation, and that is why we choose to collaborate with these two institutions through an agreement that will be signed and agreed by two parties, namely us and the National Museum and PPAS. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Hanis Masitah and I will talk about training. We will offer digital preservation related training and development for our department personnel. The awareness has to be increased in particular concerning digital preservation challenge and development for both employees and the larger community of digital content processors, archivists and the users themselves. Workshops are normally how the trainings are delivered, since this format allows us to accommodate up, for example, 30 individuals in a single classroom setting. Our instruction is solely for groups and not individuals. We will provide all items where they are required to do so, often in digital form, and they will virtually always be free to reuse.